What's going on, people? As this year comes to a close, the holiday season looks very different than usual. However, one recent new tradition is holding strong. The season finale of The Mandalorian just aired, and we watched this one with bated breath. Just like in our last video, we had a lot to break down. We were super excited about every bit of it, so we had to call in some help. Our friend Juan from What Up Though is here to help us break down every bit of it. And there was a lot. Speaking of the breakdown, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, huge spoiler warning. I mean, obviously, if we're breaking it down, there's gonna be spoilers. So there, if you're still with us, man, that was an episode. So we're gonna cut out some of that.
What up, though?
That's a thing you do.
It's a new catchphrase. Gotta bring it in.
Word.
From out the gate, this was just good. This was just fantastic. You got Boba flying, hits him with the ion cannon. They look shocked with that, like they hadn't seen that move in a while. Yeah, that was actually honestly my just the beginning part is what my takeaway was. I think the ion cannon is like something that just wasn't utilized after the fighting, because or during the fighting, because you're not trying to save the empires. You're not trying to spare them.
Yeah,
we're going out for the kill. So I think getting hit with an ion cannon was kind of like, that's why he looked so stuck. He was like, "What? Just with an ion cannon? The
Are they still doing that?"
Yeah. They stopped in mid-space, and then they boarded, and they were asking the questions of the child, and Grogu. That's right. We got a name now.
Call him by his name.
That's right. Put some respect on that.
Yes.
The build-up they had about it, it was great. I mean,
without being way too high energy, it was just like the perfect amount of it. It was like cool stuff, action-packed, even funny moments, and then like moments where it kept you wondering the whole way through, because I remember thinking at one point, like, is this about to happen? And then like 2 minutes later, is this about to happen? Like, I was geeking, because, which is crazy, because normally I'm not even awake at this time. But I was really into it, and I was just like, I can't wait to see how this unfolds. There was one huge disappointment for me, but it was a great episode altogether.
So what was the disappointment?
That we didn't get Ezra, son. Like that's what I wanted.
You were waiting for that.
The moment I saw the green lightsaber, I was like, man. Like,
as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm still good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I wanted Sebastian Stan.
Yes.
I wanted Sebastian Stan.
That would have been perfect.
The hood had like as soon as the hood came off, I was like,
if they did it with Sebastian Stan and just had him like voice over it or whatever, it wouldn't have looked like they used the face app situation.
Yeah,
but
they did though.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed, but
I'm like,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It was still a great cameo.
It definitely was.
I think it plugs into play with Luke opening his own school. So.
Which I was trying to figure out, because I definitely don't know a whole lot about that, except for like when it all goes wrong. But
exactly.
I'm intrigued to see if like maybe somebody made it out, or maybe like somebody made it out that
Grogu didn't go with. Makes it out, like
he's got to be a big deal at some point, right? Like we can't have.
I'm assuming. I'm wondering if all of this is to build up. Because how many years in between?
Don't get me lying.
Because Luke looked fairly young there.
Real young, yes. He didn't even have a
beard. Compared to when he was old and gray teaching at the school. So maybe this was his first student and gave him hope to, like you tutor one kid and you're like, I can do this teaching thing.
Yeah, right. This ain't bad at all.
Those who can. Retirements are great. It's the benefits.
And I really thought that it was honestly between the two. As much as I wanted Ezra, I expected Cal, because his whole thing. Did you play the most recent Star Wars game?
No. Oh yeah.
I did. So he like at the end of it, spoiler for that too, he decides that the future of these Force sensitive children is not necessarily up to any one party or whatever the case.
Right.
But if one of them reaches out to you, you got to answer, is what my thought was. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna see him. We're gonna see like Deborah Wilson, just like rolling in there, like, all right, give us the kid. As much as I was making, or I was expecting like all these different possibilities, and honestly, I was not expecting Luke. I just mainly because I don't entirely know where in the timeline this goes,
Gotcha.
but it came out of nowhere.
You were shocked by that. That's I don't know. For me, I kind of knew because it was after the Empire. Luke is still fairly young. I figured it was a high possibility that it was going to be him. So it wasn't a shock to me. It was great nostalgic wise. Like it was a dope cameo, but you know, I wasn't surprised that it was him. Ezra would have been a shock because that would have just been like, yes, they're bringing him back. Like that would have been a more emphatic reaction for me.
If they went with Ezra, I felt like it made more sense. Like Ezra, or one of the others who have this sort of like gap in their history, that would have made more sense to me because they could fill that gap with whatever. Whereas Luke, if they do that, they built Grogu to the point they have, which obviously like isn't much. He's still a baby, a little 50-year-old baby. But if they built him to where he is, and we're gonna want to see more, gonna want to know more, they can't throw face app on every time. They've got to do something else. So I figured if you go in a path that doesn't involve a crap ton of digital de-aging, then you set yourself up for success. But I feel like that might be sort of the end of where we see Luke and him, because they can't really do too much more with it. That's why I was surprised. I was like, really? Paint yourself into a corner like that?
That's true. Unless Sebastian Stan really wants to get paid.
Yo, 2 shows?
Yo, that'd be bank on bank, dude.
I'd watch it though. I'd watch
every bit of it.
Yeah. He got that Disney money twice. Speaking of cameos, it's not a huge one at all, because I don't know a lot of people who even watch the show, which is a shame because they were sleeping on it. But the first dude they kill on that ship, that is actually the like main villain of the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is it really?
Yeah. Have you watched the last season?
No, and
Gotcha.
I fell off on it, so I'm not gonna try to go in there. But
it's on Netflix. You have your chance.
But he was the main villain in the last season.
Yes, he was. I won't name drop because it's actually kind of important.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. But that's who he was. And I remember like the moment I saw him, I was like, ugh, why do I hate this guy? I was like, oh yeah, that's what it is.
Why do I hate this guy other than the fact that he's doing this right now?
Yeah.
No, and then they went and picked up was it Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan, yeah.
Bo-Katan, yeah. I saw the Darksaber play out coming.
Yes.
I saw it coming, but like, where do we go from there? What, are they gonna have a duel, or is she just gonna be like, are you gonna fall? Is she gonna fall in line?
Did you see the look in her eye?
Yeah.
She was like, I'm gonna have to fight this dude. like
he got better armor than me. Like,
yeah,
what am I
exactly.
gonna do?
She stood there like every guy who's talked too much shit at a bar.
I think what's his name? Moff Gideon played that perfectly.
Yes.
He knew what he was doing. Dude's a smart cat. Like you can't knock him for the strategy.
If you're played by Giancarlo Esposito, you can't be anything other than like
ruthless,
menacing, and like oh my goodness, every time.
There has to be.
I'm gonna do some Googling.
A soft I guess character he's played once. He cannot be just the things made of nightmares. You can't do it.
I feel like maybe there's like a campy role or something out there, but he's probably gonna pull like a, what is it, Reservoir Dogs or whatever, where like at the end he's not who you thought he was, and you're like, oh, yeah, there it is again. He's just a genius. This man can't be stopped.
The fight scene with the what's it called too? What was
the Beskar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. The Dark.
Wait. Oh, no.
Oh, you're talking about the Dark Trooper.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Dark Trooper.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, them punches though. I'm like, nah, he ain't taking those well.
Yeah.
He's not taking that well.
No matter how strong that was.
That's gotta. Your head is in the wall now, sir. Do you know that? Because we can see it. Like that. That looks like it hurts.
All I saw was like Will Smith from Concussion. Just.
Yeah, that's not gonna age well. No, not one bit. Nah, man, it was a dope fight scene, and then he finally hit him with the Beskar and the Beskar spear, and that was dope.
I think when they first he knew that the shit had hit the fan when he saw the door open, and he was like, oh god, and like ran over to like close it and everything. But when they grabbed it and he was just sitting there like the red eyes and the it was like a Terminator meets Here's Johnny, like that whole that whole moment. I was like, oh,
I was really wondering if he was gonna be able to just like stab him or shoot him and have it close and be like, oh, missed. Nah,
no,
he got
not
through.
at all.
He got through, and he was gonna whoop that ass.
Exactly.
I know if it was no helmet, you would have seen the terror in his face.
Ooh, you know what? Honestly, if it was no helmet, it'd have just been Game of Thrones all over again. Yeah, just smash.
Man. Yep, that would have been
spilling everything. Anybody who hasn't seen that, go watch it.
Whatever. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones by now and know that it was all disappointing at the end.
Yeah. Hey, that Oberyn Martell portion, that portion was like, it was expected. He went against the mountain. Like, what are you gonna do?
But he had him, and he lost it when he was
started dancing around and junk. Yeah.
It's right there. That would suck to get 2 roles doing that.
Oh my God, right? He'd be like,
skull
hey,
crushing.
Can we stop smashing my head? Like, that would be awesome. I'm gonna put that.
Another one, really, guys. At the reading table, just like, really? Who thought this was funny?
I swear to God, before we did this, we didn't know it was you.
I gotta tell you, man, I understand Bo-Katana's character.
Mm-hmm.
I understand her position. I understand her role, and the actress who plays her, portrays her,
mm-hmm.
is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But I hate her.
she gives. Well, she was in Clone Wars. You saw her in Clone Wars. She kind of gave you that then too.
Yeah, she's like the substitute who tries to have order.
Yeah.
Control. Like, don't do that. You here for a day. Go home.
Exactly. You hit me with the
sit down in your chair.
Bell doesn't dismiss you. Calm down. Calm down, Janet. Okay. We don't even call you Miss Whatever. We know you're not real.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. Yeah, that's the perfect analogy right there. That's fantastic. Because that's what she feels like to me. She's like the wanna be in charge and have the power, but nah, like you're not. And she just walks around like she does. And it's killing me. But now she definitely don't got it. She didn't get the saber.
And see, this is yet again because she had a moment with the saber and some other ish with Rebels too. Like this. Yeah. She just need to stop. Like, it's
clearly not meant to stay in your hands.
Thank you.
It did clarify as to why she was so hell-bent on getting to Moff Gideon first. But
yeah,
even still, I don't think she would have won that fight.
No, she ain't no Beskar. He just sliced her all up.
Exactly.
It would have been terrible. I mean, good to watch, but it would have been terrible.
Lost some limbs.
Oh yeah, they do that in this series. Why not?
So overall, how was the season for you?
It was a great season. I feel like there were a lot more moments that I was incredibly hyped for. Whereas like the first season, I was just taken completely by surprise. I was like, oh, didn't know that this was gonna happen. I got to season 2 expecting certain things, and though there was one thing that I did not get, that I was surprised that I didn't get, it kind of breezed past because I got everything else that I wanted. Well, no, I'm sorry, 2 things I didn't get, because I didn't get Ezra, sadly, and I didn't get Iden Versio. I thought Iden was supposed to be in this, and unless I missed something, she wasn't.
Remind me of who Iden Versio is.
Iden Versio, she's a Janina Gavankar character from Battlefront.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
I said unless she was in the last episode.
I didn't expect to see her in this. Why would you have seen her in Battlefront?
Okay, so rumor-wise, and actually,
because it was after the Empire.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see us be incredibly wrong, check out our Mandalorian video where we talk theories for this season and the fact that everybody was talking about Ahsoka Tano and Iden Versio are going to be in there, blah, 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 blah. And whoops. So
I mean, we got Ahsoka. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
One out of 2 ain't bad.
We did say there were rumors and theories. There were a couple of things that I noticed in this episode that kind of like drew back to other things in nerdy lore. One, Dark Troopers were punching on the door. First of all, the like that each one of their hits and that like thunderous noise, it set a really fun tone. Not fun, but like cool to watch tone. And it reminded me of Young Justice when Black Beetle was just smashing Wonder Girl against the wall and everybody on the other side was so damn scared. I was like, Yes, like it invoked all
That's
that
terrifying.
same fear. Yeah. And then when they stopped hitting the wall and they turned around, it reminded me of Endgame when they were raining fire and they were just like,
and
nope, this is a bigger threat. Like,
when it was
realized.
it's the same thing when in the end of Star Wars of was it the Rise of Skywalker when all the ships showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They noticed that bigger threat and they changed the point of attack, and it's this whole like, oh snap, somebody's coming to save the day type situation, and I love it.
Right.
Yeah, all of those were great callbacks for me, and just helped me to cement this as a great episode. Like if there was any question for anybody else as to whether or not this was a season finale, it was.
It very much was. Yo, okay, so question now. How do you feel about the removal of the helmet?
I mean, apparently
this
that's
is
a thing
not
that
the
he
way.
does. It's right, and he made such a big deal about it. The last time that it
For
happened,
2 seasons.
well, season 1, it happened as well in the last episode,
Yep.
but he didn't have a choice in that matter. Like he was
Right,
gonna, like,
and it was
die,
a
but-
droid. The droid died. There's no facial recognition that's coming out of that.
Right. But this time around, dude was like, "Come on, man, come on. You don't know if you're gonna see me again. Let me see that." He's like,
Yeah.
all right. Like, I mean, it just speaks to the connection that they have. Although he also showed Luke, so I mean, does he have to kill him now? Like, how does that work? I don't know.
Yeah, but like, did he stop before everybody else saw him? Did he stop and pick it up?
Yeah, he's like, "I'll stay right there."
Yeah, just
All right.
hold on real quick. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm curious about that. Did he just abandon the code as far as that goes?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's like the shift between here and there. Like he's not closer to the zealots. He's closer to the rest of them that have no issue taking their mask off or their helmet off from time to time. I don't know.
That's it. That's going to be something to look out for next season.
Exactly. But even before, well, I don't know about before then. I don't know exactly when they're coming. But The Mandalorian did so great that they've set up a Disney Plus Mandoverse that's coming, and there are so many shows coming from it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
they have like 5 or 6 that they're in development or have already started.
It's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought. And they threw out an extra surprise one, which I didn't see coming.
Which one's that?
Unless what they're gonna do is shift the Mandalorian itself. Unless they are going to make a shift in this Mandalorian series and follow. Yeah.
The Book of Boba, yeah.
Because that would be interesting. A way to keep the Mandalorian going, but without following the same Mandalorian all the time.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, but he never said he was. Boba even admits it this time. He said, "I never said I was Mandalorian. This armor was from my father."
Mandalorian. He's about as Mandalorian as he's more Mandalorian than the last cat that had that armor. So boom.
Well, that's facts.
Yeah. And even though he's a clone, I mean, his name was in it. Like there's so much to it, and we all accept him. Shoot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just favorite character. By the way, rest in peace to the OG who played him. Because I mean, that's crazy. He gets brought back. I mean, being able to see him one more time and see the armor on TV, and then you go. But
yeah.
2 days before the finale.
Oh, did it? I didn't know it was that close.
Oh yeah, it was this week.
Jeez.
It was either 2 days before or yesterday, and then we lost Vader and OG Vader and OG Boba.
Yeah, one of the group chats that I'm in, somebody posted and was like, "So y'all just weren't gonna tell me? Y'all just weren't gonna tell me that Mufasa died?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, man, da da da. One of my customers told me that Darth Vader died," and I was like, "Oh no, it's wrong part of Vader, man. Wrong part of Vader."
That's upsetting.
Yes. I forget the name of the phenomenon right now, but
Mandela effect.
Yeah, I kept thinking Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian effect.
Where the Mandela effect, where there are people who thought that James Earl Jones was dead.
Like in the suit.
No, what?
Oh, you mean in real life?
Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
Why? Because Nelson Mandela died?
No, no. You know what the Mandela effect is, where
I know what it is, but I'm trying to figure out why you thought James Earl Jones was gone.
I just did. I swore it. Like I Googled so hard when somebody
So
told
are you better not be trying to say all black people, all black old men look alike. Is that what
Oh
it is?
no, not by any means.
Wow, that's racist, Anthony.
Wow. I just remember when they were talking about when they were talking about they were talking about Star Wars and they were talking about the new Lion King and all this stuff coming out. They mentioned that James Earl Jones was going to still be Mufasa, and I was like, so they're just going to recycle his lines? And people were like, what are you talking about? And then I started Googling and I was like, he's not dead. He's not dead. The king has returned. Like, I had no idea, which is also great. Coming to America's coming out and he's still alive for that. So,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm hyped for that.
Yeah. I always got to do a lot of Googling when I find out somebody died because sometimes I'm just wrong. Any other like major points that you want to talk about with this episode?
The Beskar fight with the Dark Trooper, and then the Beskar fight with the Dark Saber, which was just all of it was like, I mean, it was very well choreographed. I thought the whole episode was just bomb finale.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this season like we did, and you're looking forward to all the other different shows that are coming up in the Mandoverse, do us a favor and get that conversation started in the comments. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single thing that we got coming from here or a galaxy far, far away. Once again, I'd like to thank Juan from What Up Though from coming over here. I feel like I have to say What Up Though.
You do.
Just so people can spell it right.
What up though? It's
Yes.
THO.
Yes.
Make sure it's what up though, one word, question mark, exclamation point.
You guys have a wonderful podcast, and your Instagram is popping too. Like,
Yeah.
trying to get on y'all level.
It's good times. It's good times. It's a fun little project. Me and one of my best friends do. So it's not even a project. I think it's just fun to just sit and catch up after the week. So, but yeah, man, let's go follow, like, share, do all that good stuff. This is always a blast right here. I love talking nerdy.
Yes.
Getting to let it out into the world because everybody's stuck in COVID.
Thanks again for joining us. Thanks for giving me a second chance at this because I definitely was not prepared here last time. Again, this has been Comrom. I am Antonio Ache. That is Jacito or Juan. Comrom, where we do nerdy reviews with the occasional boost.